Justin, go ahead.
Hey, Duce, welcome to Detroit.
Thank you.
There was some reports out there that you had some other interested parties in your coaching services, and I'm just wondering why you felt Detroit was the right fit for you.
Well, I guess I'll just talk about the second part of that question and just thinking about Detroit and getting a call from Coach Campbell. I mean, he was super excited on the phone. I felt the energy through the phone. And then Aaron Glenn gave me a call. He was, hey, man, we're building something special here. We want you to be a part of it. And when I got those two phone calls, man, I'm telling you, being in Philadelphia for so long, each year I would get phone calls or opportunities to kind of, see what was out there, interest from other clubs, of course. But when those two guys reached out to me, it felt good. It felt right. And I was happy to be a part of this, and I couldn't wait to get here.
Mike O'Hara.
Thank you, Duce. Thanks for taking this. I just wonder, we've had trouble here in Detroit, getting with the running game. I wonder how much of it is coaching, how much of it is scheme, how much of it is players, and how important is it to you to really get a good running game going in an offense?
Well, all of that is important. Of course, the scheme, the coaches, the players, all of that. That's one big pot of gumbo. So just going back, looking at, of course, the running backs here, some talented guys. Can't wait to work with them. We got Coach Lynn, of course, who's a running back by nature, but he's our offensive coordinator. So when we sit down and get a chance to evaluate what these guys do well, we're going to put them in a position to go out there and show their talent. So I can't wait for that.
All right, thank you.
Dave.
Hey, Duce, welcome to Detroit.
Thanks, Dave.
Can you just share your thoughts on DeAndre Swift in particular, what you like about his game, maybe where he needs to improve, and what your vision is for him in this offense?
Yeah, so DeAndre is a kid that I've been watching for a long time. He's a Philly native, been able to go out and watch him in high school. He was super talented in high school. Of course, he's super talented now. I'm just happy to be a part of his growth and his development for the next couple of years or so. I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I know when I had a chance to study him at Georgia and going to the combine, getting a chance to see him, he got some special traits. And I can't wait to just get him in the room, have a conversation with him. That's where it starts. And then we'll start building what we're going to do with him.
To follow up, can you tell me the story of going out to see him in high school? Was that because you knew he was a special player, or how did that come about?
Well, our security, Dom, Big Dom we call him, was friends with his dad, so he knew there was a special player out there. He was like, hey, man, this kid here is pretty special. I want you right out there with me, and I did. Had a chance to go out there and watch him. He doesn't know it, of course, but it was good to go out there and see some high school football.
What'd you think of him when you saw him?
He was awesome. He was awesome. I mean, he was able to do what special players do on that level, and that make everybody miss, including the referees. So, I mean, he was good.
Great. Thank you.
Chris Burke.
Hey, Duce, thanks for the time. You mentioned Anthony Lynn. I think we're going to be talking to him in a little bit here, but I was wondering if you could shed any light on just sort of what your expectations are for how that offense might look, and specifically just sort of what your expectations are for how that offense might look, and specifically what the running back's role will be there. He's obviously been a guy who's had a lot of success with his backs in his past stops.
Oh, without a doubt, the most important thing for the running backs, in my opinion, and A-Lynn will kind of harp on it a little bit more, but you got to protect the passer. That's the most important thing, and I take pride in that. I take pride in making sure our quarterback doesn't hit the ground, and that's the most important thing for me. You can be one of the most talented runners out there. You can be the most talented route runner out there, but if you can't block, you can't play for me. Point blank, period. So we're going to start there, and that's how we're going to end it.
KB.
Hey, Duce, how you doing?
Good.
Welcome to town.
Thank you.
Want to know, you're in the younger coach category, and like I said, you played recently. Is there a difference between coaching guys today to the way you were coached, and is there a different approach you take to it?
I would say no, because it's still about relationships. It's still about establishing respect between each other and understanding the man as the coach and understanding the man as the player and being able to take that player and then put him in position to make plays. That's what it's about. At the end of the day, you can draw up this scheme, draw up that scheme, but it's still a man whip a man game. So that's where you got to get a bunch of men on the field that can go out there and whip other men.
Corey Woods.
Hey, my question got taken. I'm good.
Justin Rose.
Hey, Duce, welcome to Detroit.
Thank you.
You mentioned that Campbell had mentioned that he was building something special here. Maybe in your first week or so of being here, is there something that sticks out to you that makes that feel more real than just words?
Yeah, you could just look around at the staff. Just look around who's in the building. And one of the things as coaches, that's what we see ourselves as first. And I'm talking about the coaches that were former athletes that played in this league. You know, of course, we were former athletes. We're coaches now first. And we take pride in that. We take pride in teaching. We take pride in living vicariously through our players. That's who we are. And that's the energy you're going to get every day from us, including Coach Dan.
Is there a benefit to having that type of, firsthand knowledge of the game more so than just some of the other coaches in the league who maybe don't have that type of experience?
Yeah, I mean, of course, playing the game, being on that level, it helps. But not to knock any other coaches. There's some other coaches that are great coaches that didn't play the game, of course. But of course, the relationship starts off a little different because it kind of opened the door for you per se. But you can't take that for granted. You got to continue to go out there and coach them and get the best out of them.
Thanks, man.
Dave again.
So quick follow-up here, Duce. Just as a former running back, can you just share your philosophy on, are you a one-back guy, a two-back guy? How do you view that workload? Does it need to be split between multiple guys given the punishment that position takes? What's your philosophy?
Yeah, I've been a part of both, of course. Playing in the 90s, in early 2000s, it was all about the I-back, and you had a fullback in front of you. So I've been a part of that and seen the success from that, and you can have success from that. Been a part of the one-back, shotgun, spread the field, been a part of that, had success from that. So it's all about who's on the field and who you have. You want to maximize talent. So if that is going out there with a fullback and a halfback, and that's our best 11 on the field, so be it. We're going out there to attack. If there's not having a fullback out there and having a tight end or two sometimes, and they're the best on the field, that's how we're going to attack. So whatever works, that's what we're about.
Is DeAndre Swift the type of back that can carry a workload in the NFL? Be a 20-plus carry a game guy.
Yeah, and I'm about touches. You're saying 20-plus carries. Sometimes it may not. I'm sorry.
Oh, and I was saying touches works. Let's say touches.
So, and I think it's a little different conversation, Dave. That's why I brought that up. A lot of people think you got to go have 20 carries as a running back to be successful, and sometimes you do. But touches, when you have a good back, electrifying back, touches are definitely more important. You can get 18 carries and 7 touches as far as receptions, and you have 25 touches, which is what you want from your star back. When I look at DeAndre, I do think he's a 3-down back, and like I said, he has some special traits I can't wait to get my hands on, so I'm excited about that.
Great, thank you.
All right, guys, anything else?
Where's the dude with the mustache?
Cool, thanks, Coach.
Where's the dude with the mustache? I mean, he got a little cool mustache. There he is. Jeremy, man, you don't have no questions?
I'm just here listening right now. I'm still in off-season mode.
All right, man, that's a pretty thick mustache you got there, but is it real? Can you take it? Okay.
It's pretty real.
In today's time, I don't know, Jeremy. You could have glued it on. Joking. You guys be good.
Hopefully it wasn't Gorilla Glue.